for some reason, there were like 2 videos that I did that I forgot to synchronize my audio and the webcam for whatever reason. I have no idea why.
Oh no.
I just forgot to do the countdown.
Do that for April Fools. Like put the video backwards and see if anyone notices.
I have to wait till next year. So
I'm trying to think of something cool to do. I don't think I'm gonna do anything but like I uploaded. It's not published yet, but I uploaded just what happens to be my 1000th video. It's like I should do something special with it. I'm not gonna do anything though. I don't have time. But it would have been cool to do something like that.
So are you at 999 now?
I mean, uploaded videos I have like 1001. I'm not sure. Like the problem, whichever one, I don't know. Like even if I publish one, I don't know like which one's the 1000th one. That also includes like private videos, hidden videos. So it's not like
exactly.
It's like it's just a wishy-washy number. I don't really feel the super strong need to commit to it anyway.
No, I've only
mention it in a vlog or something.
Yeah, I know for me, I only counted, like, so I have my traffic musing show. At the 50th episode, I did something special. But, yeah, same thing as you. I haven't really, like, I look at how many videos I have, but to me, the count's always off because I do have, like, my test video on there. There was one special time I had to have 3 videos that were put into one, so, like, with how it uploaded, that was kind of wonky and things like that. And so, yeah, I'm with you there. I don't really, I basically, my milestones are, like, episode numbers and sub counts.
I do total views I quite like.
Yeah. That's
just because it's
cool.
Big.
I know, right?
I don't know anybody else's, so I can't feel invalidated by comparing it to anybody.
Same here. That's why I just don't even say. I'm like, oh, it's nice. For me, it's like, it's got an exponential curve going, so that's cool.
So yes, this is episode 66 of the playonultra podcast. The crew is back.
We're back.
Fo and Sarah. So what did you guys do this week?
I'll start because there's very little I can say. I'm still in the process of moving and things, but I bought the new Phoenix Wright game. So
we'll be doing a review. Yes?
Yes. It may take a little bit, but it will be done. So
have you played it yet?
I have not been able to play it yet. Just been too busy. But
I will spoil it for you then, because I'm on case 3 now.
Don't just
I'm not gonna spoil it.
Just tell me this much: are there 5 or 4 cases?
I'm not sure. I have no idea. I really have no idea, because I am in the middle of case 3.
Yeah, that's always the interesting case. That's always kind of the weird one, where it's the standalone funny one. But yeah, so
by the
I will
way,
be playing it.
Remember to go to in the main menu that at the bottom there's like extras/DLC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Within the first, I have no idea, 2 weeks of the game's launch, you get a free costume DLC.
Yeah, I downloaded literally the last day where that happened.
Right.
I haven't gone through to download the DLC yet, but I remember I bought it and downloaded the last day that was available, so I should have it. So now I can make Phoenix look like El Tigre, or whatever that guy's name was from that one game.
Right.
So yeah, I'm pretty pumped to play that. I hope it's good. I've heard pretty good things about it, so I'm pretty pumped. But yeah, so hopefully in the future we'll see.
Is that it?
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
I've been boring.
My week.
Fo, you have to save the day.
The thing I played, I didn't play a lot this week, but the thing I played the most was Warframe.
Oh, what?
Yeah. There's a lot of new stuff. There's a lot of new stuff.
There's a lot of new stuff?
They completely rechanged like the solar system map and added in so you know how in the old Warframe you had to beat like a boss to get to the next planet basically?
Right.
Well, here like each planet now has like a bunch of tasks associated with it. Like do 5 missions using only melee weapons. There's like 4 or so tasks, and then you can fight like another Warframe NPC and unlock the relay to the next level. And so obviously it keeps your progress. So all the places I've been to still exist, but you get like blueprints and stuff for doing these, so that's fun to do.
Is this your grindy? Of course it is.
It is grindy. They actually made it a little better though. So the Void no longer drops Prime. The only reason you go to the Void doesn't take keys. The only reason you go to the Void
it doesn't take keys. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They changed the tile sets I hear. I haven't gone to the Void yet. I'll explain why in a second. So the only reason you go to the Void is to farm Argon still. So all of your old Void keys have now become Void relics. And so, similar to alerts, there will be things that pop up on the map which are Void rifts opening up. So when you click on a Void rift to do it as a map, everybody in the party just chooses a Void key to bring with them. And the Void key has a distribution of drops. Like the Void key C1 has like 4 different things it can drop, like prime parts it can drop. So if all 4 of you bring the same key, there's a very high chance one of them will be the rare thing you all need. Because once you complete the mission, you can pick, each key drops a thing, and you can pick anybody's key as the loot that you get. So like...
Sounds like a big update.
It's a very big update. I think so far my only real complaint with it is the new map system, as cool as it looks, it makes deploying and gathering extractors a little more annoying. But it's a very, very minor point. And then there's a new Warframe that has a cool questline associated with it. The questline isn't that cool, but I mean, I like the Warframes that have quests. It's kind of cool.
Is it a cool Warframe?
The Warframe itself is cool. So, you know how Oberon kind of sucks?
Yeah.
Well, they got a new Warframe named after, like, what do you call that? Like a fairy, I guess? This is Titania. And so Titania, I'm building her right now. It takes like 3 days, you know, so I'm trying to remember what she does. I haven't played her yet. The only one I remember off the top of my head is her 4th ability. It's kind of like a Valkyr type ability where she goes in like a Berserk type special mode. Yeah. And so what happens in that case is she shrinks down a little smaller. And so it's almost like she's in a what do you call the spacesuits? Like the Arcwing. It's almost like she's in an Arcwing.
Ah, right.
Her evasion goes up by 50%, and she pulls out like 2 guns. Kind of like how Valkyr gets like 2 like claws. She gets like 2 special pistols, and she gets these like butterflies that fly around her. And so when she shoots something, the butterflies also swoop in and attack it. I don't know. She sounds kind of cool. She looks pretty cool.
Nice.
And like with all these patches that released new Warframes, they also released a couple new weapons, and one of them is another melee weapon that's also a ranged weapon, which is always cool.
Oh,
yeah.
I love those.
They're always fun. So that's pretty cool.
Shit, you're making me...
Nothing wrong with getting back in. The trouble though now is...
It's so big to reinstall, that's the thing.
Oh yeah. Even just... I never
Is it bigger now?
But even the new patch just took a little bit of time. It's bigger.
Geez.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
The trouble though is back when we were both playing a lot, I didn't have a job, so I'd be like, I could just have a browser tab open, like, oh, there's a Nitane extract alert, and just hop in, get the thing, and log out. But now I have a job, so now it's like, if anything takes Nitane extract, it's gonna take me weeks to get it, assuming I can even be on at the right times. So I don't think I'm gonna get too into it. I'm building the new Warframe. I'm going to do all of the cool relay stuff, and I'm going to see if I can complete some of the prime things I'm missing now that it's easier. But I don't know. I don't expect it to take me by the throat like it had it before. There are 2 new prime frames. There's a new Valban Prime and Necros Prime, which is cool. Always cool. So yeah, I played that. I got into that because my friend Weem and a couple of our mutual friends just started getting into it. So I thought I'd help them out a little bit. So most of the stuff I've played so far hasn't been productive for me because I'm helping them do low-level stuff, but still fun. I mean, I can level up, you know, low-level frames and stuff. On my own time, though, did I talk about the Warlock of Firetop Mountain last week? That I actually played it?
You mentioned it?
You mentioned it. I don't think you played it yet.
I think you mentioned it outside of the podcast.
Okay.
I remember you told me you were looking for a volcano for your thumbnail or something.
Yes. Okay, that was last week. So yes, those videos are going up. And so I have thoughts on that now. So going into the game, I described it as a choose your own adventure book turned video game form, combined with the always cool feature of synchronous turn-based combat, where you put in your attacks and then you get it. So the game is good. I definitely would recommend this game. it is replayable, but the trouble is the end game itself isn't super random, and also oddly not super fun. So, like, the most fun parts for me, there's kind of like 3.5 acts where, like, you come in through a door and there's immediately like a branch before you, and so you can like choose which branch, and that's kind of shapes like your entire voyage through the Firetop Mountain, and then of course they all kind of collapse back together for the end. Right. I just don't think the end's handled very well, because the end is basically 2 mazes, the first of which is okay, the second of which is just extremely boring and not very hard at all, followed by a hallway with 3 fights. There's a dragon fight, a bunch of statues fight, and the final boss fight. And whether, I mean, I say fights because you can fight them, but if you've happened to obtained certain items early on in the game, you can use that to bypass them. Like, I got the fire protection spell, so the dragon's trivial, or I got the ring of banishment, so the statues are trivial, or whatever. So, there's just not a lot of variance there. It's kind of like do a fight or don't do a fight, as opposed to earlier on where it's like I can go right and I can fight the Cyclops to get the eyeball, which will help me against the wizard. So there's no meaningful decisions, I guess, at the end is my main point. But the game itself is still replayable, I think, because of the middle bits, and each of the characters you can play with does play very differently because of the moves they bring to the combat portion of the game. It does feel very different. So that's good. The videos that I've had going up were my first attempt through the game, where I die and don't fail. I played through the game 4 times. The 3rd and 4th time I did succeed in beating it, so I'm going to, I think, record a 5th time, and then I guess do the commentary in post. I haven't decided yet if I want to like show a fast-forwarded version of the 5th run up until where I died, or if I'm just going to just cut to that point. Because, I mean, theoretically, I could do a bunch of videos and show different paths, so I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I have to decide this weekend.
When you decide to do post-commentary, do you edit the video first and then, like you...
Yes.
Right.
Usually.
And like, then you watch it and then you...
The majority of the time, I edit the video down, and then I click play and start talking about the same time. But like when I'm doing like my end of the year top 10 videos, I just talk and then and then fit the video to that.
The clips.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. So it depends. Yeah, this one will be hard because like so certain like if I'm doing just like a walkthrough, which is probably what I'll do here, a walkthrough style type thing, I'll do that. The trouble is, when I'm talking with footage playing, I can't always take my time. Because like if a thing happens, it's like, should I interrupt what I'm saying to talk about the thing that just happened, or should I keep with my current train of thought? So it sometimes leads me to weird places if I do it that way. So I'm not a huge fan of it for every game, but I don't know. So I played that. Mad Nords is still going strong. I think I'm gonna up that to like half-hour episodes because it's taking forever to finish. Like I very rarely have series that hit 10 episodes. And so I kind of want to just wrap up that game. I have no idea how much longer is in it. Last Will Chapter 2 came out, so I played through that sequence of levels, which was... it was not as good as the first series of rooms. It was extremely less replayable. Like, all of the rooms, except for one, were just kind of the same every time. There was a lot less randomization in it. But that's only 5 of the 8 rooms for Chapter 2. So we'll see if the other 3 rooms save it, if they make tweaks. I don't know. We'll see. It's not high on my priority list right now because of other things to play. And then the last game I played was Safety First, which is the stick figure ragdoll physicsy game.
The penis thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Darn it.
I remember.
Yeah. That game...
How could you forget?
I don't... Like, so... Well, first off, it's hard for me to talk about that game in an unbiased way, because I'm really not a fan of, I guess, very short level games, where the game is start, and if you do everything properly, the level's over, like, in 10 seconds. So the main gameplay comes for you doing it over and over and over again, because it's hard to do the 10 seconds properly. I'm not a fan of that at its core. That being said, I think the game is mostly well made. I think if you like that kind of game, you will probably like this game. The thing that it does, which I objectively, quote unquote, don't like, is because you're a stick figure, like your arms and legs are a rectangle, a gap, a circle for the joint, a gap, and another rectangle.
Oh, so
and
it's
those
like
gaps, yeah, like very Rayman-esque. And those gaps, like let's say I'm having my, because you only control the feet. If I'm sliding my character along and there's like a gap I'm trying to make him go into, his arm, the gaps in his arm can go around the top platform and just tear his arm off. And it just feels super bad. Like he can cross his legs and it's so hard to uncross them. Because like, it just, whether or not something is going to clip through something else seems so random. And in a precision physics game like that, randomness is the bane of fun for me.
So is the controls like QWOP?
They aren't like QWOP, but it feels very QWOP-like. Basically, you play it with a controller, and each joystick controls a foot.
Oh, so it's like the octopus
geez.
daddy octopus.
It's much more similar to Octodad or Surgeon Simulator.
Daddy octopus.
Daddy Act. I mean, close enough.
Or Mount Your Friends or something.
Huh. Okay, so
geez.
can the penis be clipped anywhere, or like can it be?
It will do weird things. Like, so you only control the feet.
Welcome to
This is
Ultra Play asking the real
problem.
questions.
You only control the feet. So like, if I start moving
Can you
my
kick yourself
right,
in the nuts?
No. But if I start moving 1 foot too far away, I don't really have any control over the hips. So like, if I move 1 foot really far to the right, I may put, like, the guy may shift his weight to the left foot so the penis points to the right, or he may lean over with the right foot so it points to the, it's like, it's so hard to aim. It's just like,
I hear that's
the
a problem.
flying around, it'd be way more fun if you just flew around and peed like a hose. Like, but you're shooting these little discrete blobs that don't persist very far. It's just, I don't know. It's not a bad game, but it could be a lot better. So I did the first like 33 out of like 69 levels. Because there's like different game modes. I beat the basic game mode. I beat the main campaign. I'm done. It's about an hour and a half of footage. And I edited it down to like 40. Is painful. I hate editing like that.
Yeah. So it's not really good. It's not that good.
I don't even know if it. Yeah, it's a lot of time for a video that I don't even know how funny it'll be. We'll see. We'll see.
Boy.
It's still longer than I want it to be. But like, because so it's like normally for a game with a lot of repetition like that, I would just cut to the successful run. But like the meat of this game is the repetition, so it's like I don't know what to cut half the time.
Yeah.
That was my week. I didn't watch anything. I had no time to watch anything. Yeah, all my spare time went to Warframe. I actually didn't record. I should have recorded more than I did because I was too busy playing Warframe.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to record yet, so soon.
Yeah. So I don't know what's next though. I think priority list for me is I really want to play Open Sorcery, which I talked about. It's the like choose your own adventure game where you're like a magical spell firewall in a computer system. And then I don't know if I mentioned this one, a game I kickstarted ages ago. I got the keys. It's called The Last Time. It's a pixely point and click adventure. But I played the demo like a year ago, and it had a really good. It's like a cop thing. Had a really good sense of humor, and the decisions felt good, which is really uncommon for these Kickstarter games. So I'm really looking forward to playing that. But I have to finish Mad Nords first, so we'll see.
Nice.
What about your week, Char? You've been playing. You've been the objection guy. Phoenix
Objection guy.
Phoenix Wright, the objection guy.
Before that, I reviewed Lunar Nights for the DS. That one got more views than I thought it would.
Is it a new game?
No, it's not. It came out in like 2007, 8.
That's random. It's got a diehard fan base.
It's probably because it's a DS. More people play the DS than the PSP, I guess. Maybe. And maybe because I also shared it on like a DS centric group. Maybe a few people were from there. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I did an interview.
I went up today.
It's been long.
I
It's
haven't
been a
watched it
long
yet,
time since the last one. So the interview is with Henry Hoffman, like the Hoff, and he is from Fiddlesticks Games. It's a two-man studio. Henry Hoffman is like, he does most of the designing and the art and the sound and the programming. He worked a bit on Cube, QUBE. You guys know that first-person puzzle game,
it's a good
right?
game.
And the other guy,
I think I did. No, I didn't do a video on it. It was too puzzly. I didn't record anything.
And the other guy is like the business guy, Dan Dorocha, also from Cube, and but he had a bigger role in Cube compared to Henry. Anyways, the game that I interviewed them,
I highly recommend Cube.
right? The game that they just released is called Hue, Hue, and it's a side-scrolling puzzle adventure that uses color as its main mechanic. So basically, like, let's say there's a block in your way. You have 8 colors to choose from like a color wheel. So I think he mentioned you use the right analog stick to choose the color from the color wheel. So let's say the block that's blocking your way is like green. So you change the color wheel to green. The background will change to green, and the block will disappear into the background, and then it will just like you can walk
Actually
past
disappear.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So you
This
have
is the
to.
second colory game you've talked about.
Yeah, I was about
You
to
Chroma.
say.
All right, Chroma.
Yeah.
This one also has really good music, by the way.
Cool.
They contracted a actual music guy to do the music. It's up on,
Kind of music.
and it's like very chill, very not jazzy. I don't think jazzy is a real. Very very chill
Like
Sure.
electronic. So it's like
Okay. Yeah.
Down
So-
tempo or something like that.
so. The album is also up on Bandcamp. You can listen for free or buy it for like £5 or something. Really cool music, and the game, I really like the game mechanic. That's why I just asked whether he's up for an interview, and he said yes. So there's a lot of like, imagine you need to jump on 6 blocks to go upwards, and
Got changed hue.
it's like red, blue. So you have to jump, change the color, jump, change the color, jump, change the color, because opposite
Does
color.
it matter which color you change it to? Like,
I
mean,
don't think so.
As long as it's not that color, basically.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
I don't think there's like any other. So you have to also like change. So like certain blocks will have like balloons on it. So if you change it to a color that the balloon is, the balloons won't float the block up. Then you can drop the block, stuff like that. It's quite cool. And shit, I wanted to say something, but I forgot. What is it? Fuck. I'll try to remember later. So Hue, that's pretty cool.
What's the setting? Is it like a portal thing where you're in a series of rooms or what?
Looks like it. I did not play it
No,
yet.
that was like Cube was
Oh, okay.
too.
It looks like a. So the story is like the mom was the one that created this color. The mom of the character was the one that created this color, and then you're trying to find the mom and scientist mom. So
Of course.
the thing that I remember, it has a colorblind mode because this game is so based on colors, and they did not think of putting in a colorblind mode. It's just that when they went to cons, they found out so many people were having problems, and because these people they see different hues, different colors, very differently.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not necessarily black and white, but for a game with like 8 different colors, it's gonna be very challenging. So what they did was they used, apparently, is a Portuguese system. So the Portuguese, they associate color with certain symbols. So they created their own symbol thingy for Hue. So that's cool. So if you turn on the colorblind mode, there'll still be the colors there, but there will be a symbol on each like item that you can interact with or something like that.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
even thought about that.
Yeah.
Oh, good for them. That's cool.
I love it when I love the problem solving stuff that designers have to think of. Either
To make
with
it more accessible, right?
more accessible, or because they have a lack of budget or something. It always turns out pretty cool if they are able to solve the problem. So I did that. I played 2 3DS games actually this week. And the first one is Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice. And
Justice.
I would say it's the weakest of all the Phoenix Wright games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
One of my friends
Is
said
it
it was
weak or
really.
just the weakest? Weakest but still strong?
It's still a good game.
Okay.
It's just compared to the other games, I think
really?
I think even Dual Destinies is better.
Interesting. One of my friends said, who's pretty picky, said it was like one of his top favorites so far, but I have no idea. Also don't know how far he is or whatever. So
Like-
I'll see.
Like in the Phoenix Wright franchise saga, the trilogy is the holy grail. The first three,
Yeah.
that's
Oh
like
yeah, definitely.
nothing can top that. The first three
No.
games, and after that, the fourth game was the Apollo Justice one,
That
and a
was
lot of
weird
people were
one,
like,
yeah.
"I'm not sure if Spirit of Justice is better than Apollo Justice."
Interesting.
Yeah,
Oh well, I'll see. I may think differently or I may think the same.
Yeah.
I usually get painfully optimistic with these games, like, so even like the worst of games, I'm still like, oh, it's so great. So for me, we'll see, because even Apollo Justice, with all of its weirdness, I still enjoyed it. So I'm still excited for it.
it's still definitely a good game, and even if you are a Phoenix Wright fan, it is a must play because it's a new Phoenix Wright game.
Of course,
But
yeah, we have to keep supporting them.
I'm not really into the new characters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the setting, because it's like in a like a religious country kind of setting.
The whole Korean village weirdness and
Crime.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as well as the cases are not that interesting.
Oh, that's too bad.
And I'm already at case 3. Like, I don't know. I know Phoenix Wright is not like J.R.R. Tolkien or whatever level, but
Right, but
even then it's not as strong as the previous ones.
yeah.
I just feel that way.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I usually judge Phoenix Wright games by the last two cases, and the third case primarily too, because the third case of the Phoenix Wright games are always like, they're always usually the kind of the almost the memorable cases, because they usually don't fit within the overarching story at all, and so it's got to be a standalone. It's the classic, the best third case.
The last
of course,
case is usually the best.
Yeah, the
because
last
it's like
is
that
usually
wraps
the
up
best, yeah.
everything, and then
Exactly.
this thing from the first case is coming back and shit like that.
Right, exactly. So that's why I usually.
So I
judge
am
by,
still
like, the
only
last-
at the third case. Hopefully it gets better.
Yeah,
but-
exactly. Because even
but-
like dual, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry. Go ahead.
even if the last case like saves the game, so basically the game starts off kind of slow. Like I'm on the
Yeah.
third case and it's still. But me and Sarah, we're gonna do a review, and I guess
Yeah,
so.
it's gonna take a while for me to finish through it, just because I have so much to do. But I will get through it so we can do a review, and we'll see how I think. Again, I'm always just like, oh, it's so lovely. Even like the Miles Edgeworth case, which to me was probably my least favorite game in the franchise, I still was like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Even though the only thing with the Miles Edgeworth game is that it's probably the only game in the Phoenix Wright universe ever where I felt the last case was too long. It's the only one that I felt like in the last case, like, this is dragging on way too long. I usually never feel that way. I usually think they're not long enough. That's the only one, so we'll see what happens.
And you get to play as Miles Edgeworth, so that's pretty fucking cool.
Finally!
Talking
This
about
is the
Phoenix
third
Wright,
game.
something came in the mail. So I got a fabric poster of Phoenix
I'm
Wright.
so jealous!
It was
Oh,
on
I know.
eBay, and a person named Ding Dong from China. I'm not even fucking kidding you guys.
Oh my gosh,
It's
why?
Ding Dong Feng from China. Sold this for $5.
What?
It's
Oh,
a fabric. It's like actual, like very thin fabric. So yeah, free international shipping too.
Wow. I am so jealous.
Yeah,
I just
smells
want
like
all
shit though.
I bet.
It's always the fabric stuff smelling fucking bad. I think
Yeah,
it's
I
just
know.
the ink. So so the second 3DS game that I played is the reason why I'm still only at case number 3 of Phoenix Wright. I would have finished it by now if not for this game. And this game is, when it came out a few months ago, it was not like getting its own Reddit thread or anything, but a lot of people were saying like, you gotta play this game kind of thing. So I played it, and I say you have to fucking play this game. It is Pocket Card Jockey.
Pocket card.
It's
jockey.
an eShop exclusive. It's only digital, and it's only for the 3DS. It is a horse racing game where you race the horse using solitaire mechanics.
What?
So you're
Yeah.
playing solitaire as fast as you can.
You play solitaire, so basically it's like, depending on how long the race is, because there are like certain, like, there's a 1,600 meter race, there's a 2,000 meter race. So depending on how many thousand meters, how many solitaire games you have to play.
Oh.
So you play the solitaire games.
But like you don't consistently win solitaire. Like when you play solitaire, I'd say most of the time it's like
so this solitaire is a bit different. So what it is you have to put the successive numbers. So basically, if you have a 2 on the board, not on the board, on like your hand. So if you have a 2, you can put either an ace or a 3. So if you put a 3, you can put a 2 or a 4. So you can do combos like that. And whenever you do a combo, it feels so good. And the solitaire mechanic is to gain energy for the last stretch of the race, where it's called the home stretch, where it's literally you racing with all the energy that you have. And the horses all have their own stats, speed and stamina. You can breed the horses with like your old horses and shit like that. So you get better breed when you play as a new horse again. Because it's basically, you play in a growth mode, you choose a new horse, you played it for a couple of years, you level him up, and then you play in mature mode where you can't level up anymore, but you try to win as many championships as you can, and then your horse will retire, and then you start the cycle again. And it's so freaking addictive, guys. I'm not even kidding. I have no idea why. I just keep playing it, and the music is so damn good. And it's made by Game Freak. It's made by the Pokemon guys, so it explains the stamina and like the stats and the breeding and stuff, I guess. And it's only like $7 on the eShop, and I've already played it so much. It's so worth it. But there is one thing.
Versus mode.
There is one thing that the game is kind of annoying with. It tries really hard to fuck you up. So like the solitaire, you might not get a card to do any combos kind of thing, because it's all pretty random. And because you have like your own skills and all that, it helps. Sometimes at the end during the home stretch where you have to actually move your horses up and down and shit like that, you can get stuck if you're in the middle of the pack and the horses are all blocking you. Even if you play a perfect game of solitaire throughout. So that's the thing. That is quite annoying, because you feel you did very perfectly and then it still kicks your ass. It doesn't reward you. So quite annoying. So this game has a lot of grinding, but I just can't explain why I like it so much. It's a freaking horse racing game where you play solitaire.
What were the developers smoking before they developed this game?
Well, it's like, it kind of reminds me, have you heard of the Fiasco board game system? It's like Fiasco. It's like Dungeons and Dragons, but instead of rolling a die, you remove a piece from a Jenga tower.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. See, okay. I don't know it as Fiasco. I know it as what do I know it as? Dread is how I was learning.
That's probably what it is. I'm thinking the wrong. Fiasco's a different thing.
Okay, yeah, Dread. Yeah, I've played it before.
Yes. Fiasco is much different.
Yeah. No, that's yeah.
Pocket Card Jockey. Play it. It's really good.
If you have a 3DS.
If you have a 3DS. If there is one game you have to get from the eShop, this is the game. Like, yeah. And also there are 2 free teams this week. Well, the second one is not technically free. So the free team is the Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse team. That's free. So that's cool. And there's also a Yokai Watch 2 team, which is like 100 platinum points on the My Nintendo thing. So yeah, go and get it if you want to, because teams. So yes, very annoying part is I have $1.80 left on my eShop credit, and the Phoenix Wright team is $1.99. Son of a bitch! I really fucking hate that. And I can't use my credit card to just put in 19 cents. I have to buy predetermined like $10
you can't
or 20.
Do the. Oh really? Because mine.
Oh, because the US eShop, it only takes US credit cards, so I can't.
Oh, that dumb as bricks.
Nintendo. To Nintendo, there's only the UK, Japan, and the US. That's literally, if you go to Nintendo's headquarters, if there's a globe, that's the only 3 pieces of land you'll see on the globe. Any other, it doesn't exist to them.
Just oh shit. So wait, where's the whole continent of Asia?
It's like
that's just
90% water and 10% land or something.
Yeah. Oh man.
Nintendo.
We love to hate you and hate to love you.
So yes. Oh, and I woke up this morning to see there was a key being offered to me for a game called Toadle. I think I mentioned this to you for last week.
It sounds very familiar.
You said the game looks like Frog Fractions too.
Oh, yeah, for a second.
So, it's a game where you play as a toad or something, and there's like clicking stuff. I have no idea what the hell it is. So I'm just gonna play it.
It looks bizarre.
Yeah, it looks freaking weird. Maybe it's secretly Frog Fractions too. I have no idea. So that's cool.
Like, it's been so long, I kind of almost hope there's never a Frog Fractions 2, because it can't, like, live up to the hype.
Like a Half-Life 3. It's like Half-Life 3
exactly.
now.
There can never be a Half-Life 3.
Or, God forbid, what happened to Duke Nukem Forever?
Oh, Duke Nukem 3D Anniversary World Tour something. They are remaking Duke Nukem 3D, apparently. Like 20th anniversary. And it's called the Duke Nukem 3D 20th Anniversary World Tour or something like that.
Right,
quite a weird name.
Stock up on your bubblegum, folks.
Okay, that was my week. You guys want to get on to some news?
Yeah.
So, let's start with the first one. So many important news, guys. So, like, you know the infamous laugh from Tidus from Final Fantasy X?
Oh, yes.
So, somebody made a mod for the PC version to replace all the sounds with his laugh.
I heard about this.
And it's really pretty fucking amazing. Like, even the so when he's talking, it's just ha 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 ha. It's literally just that. And the music, you know some of the songs have people like humming or something.
Yeah,
like
all the like the
even
the
that
summoning.
Even that is ha ha. It's really pretty fucking funny. And it's like, and kids are going to Tidus because Tidus is the blitzball player, asking for his autograph. It's like ha 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 when he's signing the thing. It's really pretty fucking funny. It's really good.
Has technology gone too far?
It's amazing.
Oh my god.
And this is why PC is the best platform to play
PC Master Race.
because of the Tidus Laugh mod.
Oh my gosh.
Talking about mods, I totally forgot. This is serious news. So so you guys know how Fallout 4 during one of the Bethesda like conferences, they say Fallout 4 mods will be coming out on consoles. So like the Xbox One and the PS4. So apparently now Sony says fuck you, pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah. So whoever is playing Fallout 4 on the PS4, they are technically getting an inferior version. Because no mods will be allowed on the PS4.
Yeah,
and apparently, the reason is Bethesda said no to a request Sony was asking for. And Sony was asking for them to do QA on every mod that will come out on the PS4. Are you nuts? It's a mod.
Crazy.
How many mods will there be?
As many as people decide to make mod. Yeah, what?
I mean,
wow.
Wouldn't it be better to let users find out if it's working or not? It's better than just to say no, there will be no mods, right?
Yeah, I don't. That's weird. It's a weird control that they're. To me, it makes me think like
it's
they're
very
like so,
Apple-esque.
Sony is very like that.
It's just they're so afraid of like possible. It just sounds like they're so afraid of like possible bad mods, but at the same time, it's like.
It's not like they're gonna be blamed for them.
Exactly.
I wonder if.
Unless the mod could damage the PlayStation.
Do you remember back then?
Yeah.
Like near the end of the PS3 life or something like that, there was a huge like hacking of the PlayStation Network. Do you think that made them like, we're like, fuck
probably.
this shit?
That was the next thing I was about to say. Is I'm wondering if they're worried about some kind of weird like hacking thingy mababber. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if that never happened, will they be more open to like,
Maybe.
It might have something to do with distribution. Like, it's way easier to distribute mods on a PC because you have the internet rather than through the PlayStation store somehow.
Yeah, like other people are hosting those files.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who are gonna. Maybe Bethesda. When Bethesda gonna host those? I have no idea.
How would they control that though? I don't know. Weird. That's too bad.
Yeah. So players playing on a PS4 is.
I mean,
literally getting an inferior version.
If you're a console gamer, you shouldn't be really, I don't know. I'm not saying like suck it up, but
it's not surprising, I guess.
Mods wasn't the first reason you bought a console for.
Yeah, if you were really into mods, you wouldn't have gotten it on a console.
I mean, that is true. It's still just
sure. Obviously, you would prefer the mods if you prefer the mods, but like, if you were super,
it's not the market for.
Yeah, I think it just mostly sucks because it was promised to them and now it's taken away. So it's like,
yeah.
Oh, it was explicitly promised.
Yeah, but Bethesda just literally came out and said, "Oh, PS4 and Xbox One is gonna get mods," and then now Sony say no, no mods.
Yeah, so it just kind of sucks.
I missed that part.
Yeah, so
I was trying to find something.
So yes, next piece of news. Okay, so apparently, review scores on Steam changed. I was on the Steam page of a game the other day, and I was like, the review looks kind of different. The review part at the bottom of the page.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So apparently, review scores of Steam activated product keys will no longer be taken into account onto their overall score. Wait, so if you bought a key from Humble Bundle, it won't be counted.
I wasn't sure if they were smart enough to figure out how you got the key, because the point is they don't want to count reviews written by people who got keys for free from the developers.
Oh, right.
But apparently they can't distinguish between free keys and keys distributed.
I don't
through other
think
means.
You can, right? I'm not sure how the keys are distributed. Like
exactly,
dude,
if it's like a block of numbers, you can have like a
maybe
a mask,
maybe it's like a string. So maybe they are able to distinguish between.
I think they should be able to. I mean, it's kind of a moot point anyway because it's up to the reviewer to flag the review, right? Or is that is it automatic? Does it recognize how you bought?
It's automatic because when you buy a game on Steam and you activate,
you don't have, no.
But when you can't review a game you don't have. So
you
if
can
you
or can't.
You cannot.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my Asian. So you cannot.
No.
I'm kidding. So when you have the game on Steam, I think Steam just detects whether you put in a key or you just bought it from Steam directly. I'm guessing.
Sure, they can do that.
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm sure they have to for like refund purposes.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go on to a page right now. Crisis 2 Maximum Edition.
That's dumb. Because like
which
the
is
Warlock,
on sale, by the way.
The Warlock of Hardtop Mountain, I bought that key at PAX. I gave the guy $10 and he gave me a card with a Steam key on it. I paid for it, but now I can't leave a review for it without it being
you're flagged under key activations.
Right. Because I know before, like last week, I wrote a review and there was a checkbox for you to check if you got the key
if
for
you
free.
If you got it for free, yeah. Mm-hmm. But which is up to you.
So they got rid of that.
Yeah. So I guess
automatically do it now.
Good in a way because it's more transparent. So people who get keys from developers now, they have no choice but to say they have no choice. It's basically flagged automatically.
I agree, flagging it's a good idea, but like automatically removing those reviews from the aggregation doesn't necessarily seem right.
Yeah.
So basically, if you go to, I'm looking at Crisis 2 right now. So overall, very positive. In the brackets, it says 5,138 reviews. And when I look down at the review section at the bottom of the page, Steam purchases are 5,138. It did not take into account any of the 329 key activation reviews. Maybe they should have split it up again because they recently split it up from overall and recent, right?
Yes, they have.
So now they have to put key activation, recent, and overall. I have no idea.
That seems a little too much. But yeah, it's weird. Huh. I mean, I get
the
rest.
Literal, but
I'm... So the article I'm reading only mentions keys given by developers, but I have no idea whether buying a key from Humble Bundle, say, will be considered a... Maybe there is a specific string to a Humble Bundle key that distinguishes it.
I mean, it could just be a huge block.
Yeah.
Like, because I I don't know if, because I imagine the keys aren't just issued like randomly.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
like
think Humble
any
Bundle
key
creates the
between-
keys. They have to
Yeah.
get it from.
I mean, and not all combinations are valid, but like let's say all values between 0000000 to FFFFFFFF are valid or something like that.
And I'm just wondering, like, where do Humble Bundle get the keys from? Is it the developers or Steam directly? I'm not even sure.
I bet it's Steam.
Steam, because we are
I would
dealing with
guess.
huge numbers. I guess.
I would imagine that they have some agreement with the developers, though, just because
Yes.
whenever, because there are certain developers that I follow on Facebook, and they always advertise when their stuff is on Humble Bundle, and they're like, "Hey, your stuff's on Humble Bundle, you should go get it," you know, stuff like that. Like the main example I can think of is Moski, who did Cinders and Solstice recently. They're like visual novel kind of otome-ish games, and they had their Humble Bundle was special because not only was their game part of the Humble Bundle, but it was because it was a game maker's Humble Bundle thing. So the open source code for the game was also part of the Humble Bundle package. So
I saw that package. That was cool.
I almost got it for that, but I didn't in time. But it just
I would have got it if I didn't already have like 2 bundles with the exact same content, which are not, I mean, not literally the same games, but the same games and source code. I never did anything with them, so it's like.
So I'm looking at the official Steam announcement.
okay.
Yeah.
Steam keys have always been free for developers to give out or sell through other online or retail stores. That isn't changing.
I see.
However, it is too easy for these keys to end up being used in ways that artificially inflate review scores. So,
Okay, so
I would say it is a good thing.
They have
but
no way to recognize.
they have no way to,
Yeah.
because the keys that is to they probably don't
Yeah,
have no way.
they have no idea which keys went to Humble Bundle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like the developer just has infinite keys.
So I guess it's a good thing.
I
Sure.
mean,
if it was being abused, it should stop being
Yeah.
abused.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
mean,
it sounds like it's a problem.
I think it'll heal more than it hurts.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because there are
I'm willing to bet that most people who got free keys gave bad reviews than people who bought keys for other means gave good reviews, I guess.
Yeah.
because there are like small developers and they do things like this, like giving free keys in exchange for good reviews, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that too. That's like what I think is also the bigger problem. Is
Well,
a
I
lot
know
of people-
smaller YouTubers who will solicit that. They'll be like, hey, I'll give your game a good review if you give me a key.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Not about
Okay.
that noise.
So next thing. So the Bioshock Remastered is out. You guys got any of them?
I did not.
I own all of them already. I don't have the remastered version, obviously.
The only thing Oh no, you're getting it for free.
What are you talking about?
You have Bioshock 1 and Bioshock 2 and Minerva's Den, right?
I don't know if how do I... Wait, is Minerva's Den DLC for one of them?
Yeah, Minerva's Den is DLC for Bioshock 2, but apparently it's counted separately. So if you don't have Minerva's
it's in my library. I see it.
So if you have Bioshock 1, Bioshock 2, or Minerva's Den, you will get the corresponding remastered version. For some reason, they count the DLC Minerva's Den like a separate thing. For whatever reason.
That is a good incentive for me to play 2, because I haven't played 2.
It's fucking cool. You get to play as a big daddy. With
Yeah.
the
Right.
drill.
I never
Isn't
played
it?
the.
I mean, isn't it kind of unpopular for some reason? Like,
It's
isn't
unpopular
there a
because the
substantial number of people who don't like it?
The story was kind of icky. Well, not icky. It was just kind
But
of.
like, I feel like people liked Infinite more than 2.
Yeah, I guess.
I would say
I did
okay.
not like Infinite's story.
I would say
I did not.
personally the reason I never actually played the games, but I know a lot about them because my brother had played them, and so I'm very familiar with the games. I think the reason Infinite's so popular was because it got a lot of people who didn't play Bioshock 1 to play it. So a lot of
Fools.
it's a lot of. I only say that because a lot of people who I had talked to who had never played, and nothing against them, that's fine. They never played Bioshock
I guess
1, and so they
Bioshock
played
1
Infinite.
is a scary game. Bioshock
Yes.
Infinite is not,
It's
a,
not
scary
a scary
game.
game. No, not at
Bioshock
all.
1 is like a masterpiece, and Bioshock 2 came out. It was a very good game, but not a masterpiece. So people were
Yeah.
like, this game fucking sucks, but it's actually
Yeah.
a very good game.
The
You're
mechanics,
comparing-
from what I heard, are very, very good. The story's just kind of weird. That's kind of what
Isn't
I
there a lot
heard.
of like defending points in Bioshock 2?
I can't remember.
Or like you're dropping traps? Okay, I don't
All
know.
I remember is you have a fucking big ass drill, and that is always
Drills are
cool.
cool.
Yeah, and
Drills are
apparently the
always cool.
gameplay is a lot.
Always cool.
Is actually they actually improved some gameplay.
I prefer the
elements, too.
gameplay in Bioshock 2.
Oh,
And
wow.
Kinda
Bioshock
what I-
Infinite is the weakest to me because
Is
the gameplay
Bioshock-
sucks and the story also sucks. So, yeah.
So in Bioshock 1, like the big thing to me, because it's one of the first games like I played where resource management was super big. You know, like a Resident Evil game, kind of.
Yeah.
Is that the case in 2? Is resources super, like, clutch?
I don't think as much, if I remember correctly. It's not as much of a problem. And that is, like, because basically Bioshock 1 is like a first-person action RPG survival horror.
Yeah.
And everything came together very nicely. Bioshock 2 is more action-oriented.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. It's still a cool game. It's still a good game.
One thing I didn't really like about Bioshock 3, perhaps because I was expecting more Bioshock 1, is 3 played too much like a Halo game to me. Like, you had shields, like, there was no resource management whatsoever. Like, if you're low, you literally throws at your head if you're low on a thing.
I didn't like Bioshock Infinite because the guns felt very short range and indoor style guns, but a lot of levels are like very long and like outdoor. And I'm like, the only thing I liked about the game was the he had like a sky rail thing, so outside in the outdoor levels there are like this roller coaster like type things, and then you can use a weapon in your hand to like grind through the roller coaster. That was pretty cool because the levels are quite big and your guns have really shitty range. So it
made combat have a weird pacing to it. Like you drop in, fire some shots, and then jump back on the rail to get out.
You do a lot of hit and run in Bioshock Infinite. So
I didn't feel as attached to my guns in Infinite as I did in 1.
And the story was also
I upgraded
really
this. Oh, it's so powerful now. In 2, it's like, well, here's a better version. Here's a better version. Just picking up new guns.
And the story felt really forced. And the only thing that was mildly interesting was the twist at the end.
Yeah,
I hated the twist at the end. Well, so I guess part of the problem. The thing I hated the most, though, I guess, is because you're jumping timelines all the time. It felt like nothing I did had any consequence. Like, I just went on this mission to do this thing, and I got back, and the world's completely different. So, what was the point?
And one of the reasons why I hated the game as well is because I followed the game's development, and it was one of those games that had a lot of things they wanted to put in. And they said that they wanted to put it in, and when the game came out, none of that was in there.
That's kind of what I heard had happened.
So it's like he pulled a Peter Molyneux / Sean Murray thing, but because it's Ken Levine, nobody gave him shit for it. Because he's Ken Levine. Why did I say Levine? And he's not as bad as Peter Molyneux, obviously. It's just that nobody brings it up.
Yeah.
Because it's Ken Levine and it's Bioshock.
But like I said, I really think part of Bioshock Infinite's like success, and people can hate me in the comments, is I really think it more people who had never played Bioshock 1 played it, and it was, I think, an easier game than Bioshock 1. It was definitely less scary, and like you said, less resource management, and some more helpful things out, and so people kind of, I think, got entranced by it.
God damn, Bioshock 1, there was one fucking scene in that game that literally made me jump out of my seat. It was in a room that was flooded, and it was very foggy. Nobody was in that room, but it was like in the middle of the game. So when there's nobody in that room, it kind of like, holy shit, there's nobody in that room. Like something's gonna happen here. So I was just like walking around, exploring, picking shit up. So there was a table with shit on the table. So I was looting the table. When I turned around, this fucker was just standing at the back of me. I'm like, I literally froze for like 5 seconds, and then he started hitting me. I'm like, fuck you, bitch. It was quite scary.
I hate like mannequin stuff like that. You know, like you see like a suit of armor in the corner, and as soon as it's out of frame, you look back and it's closer. I hate that so much.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
My friend has a good Bioshock 1 story. He was like in the living room playing Bioshock 1. I don't know what moment it was specifically, but he's walking in a dark hallway, and he hears a sound that freaked him out so much, he just turned around and didn't go down that hallway. And fortunately, it turns out it was a side hallway. So he just never, ever went down that hallway, and nobody watching him, like, complained. They're like, okay, yeah, just don't freaking go down that hallway, man. Like, the sound design in that game is really good.
Yeah. The Bioshock 1's, like, overall, like, political theme also was tighter from what I heard than Infinite. Infinite had, like, because there's like a weird political theme in those games, and Infinite's theme, I guess, kind of started falling apart. But Bioshock 1,
it was very forced.
Yeah, that's kind of.
It was a lot of a lot of the story was being told to you.
Yeah.
Rather than what, And
Yeah.
you should definitely try it out. You never played any of the games, right?
No, I haven't. I just know about.
You have a
them 'cause
beast
I've
of a
watched
computer
them.
now. You should play the
Yeah,
remastered editions.
I think I've considered it. It's on my list of like.
Infinite
bunch
is
of
not
games.
remastered, by the way. It's
Not
just
to
the normal
sound
edition.
ungrateful, but I wish these remastered versions weren't just added to my library. I wish they were inventory
Notified?
items I could give to people. I mean, I clearly understand why they wouldn't do that, but I'm probably never gonna play Bioshock 1 remastered.
So there's actually a problem with the PC versions. It seems it's kind of buggy, and the graphical settings is very limited. So yeah, hopefully they patch it. For a 9-year-old game, that's kind of
No, not acceptable, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
You can do better.
yeah. Apparently there are bugs that were not in the original game.
Oh jeez.
Yeah,
Good
they were like, we're
job.
gonna add bugs. For whatever reason.
Yay! Let them go.
So next piece of news.
Next.
YouTube is gonna be turned into Facebook.
Oh gosh, no.
So basically, there will be a
Is this
new.
Google plus plus?
Oh gosh, no,
So
don't do
this-
this.
So YouTube is opening up a YouTube community tab. So on each channel, there will be a tab, and called community, which is literally the social network of YouTube. So the owner of the channel will be able to like post updates and shit, and people will be able to comment on those updates. You can post pictures and stuff like that. So
The idea behind it, I'm not
already
completely
have Twitter.
against, but it's still, yeah, I know. I think the only reason for me personally, I guess I'm not completely against the idea, is because, like, I got an influx of new subs recently, but none of them, like, went to my Facebook page or my Twitter, or very few of them did, and so, like, any big updates, I was like, oh, I need to, like, make a video of this and put it up there so people know. And I know a lot of other big YouTubers that do the same thing. Any big updates that they want to do, they have to make a video and put it up. So I guess this kind of eliminates that need.
I still think
I
it's
don't
better
know if
to
that's
make a
good
video
or
though.
bad. Yeah, the video seems like a fine thing to do.
I
don't know.
think so. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time, kind of thing. Like, I get the point. I don't know if it was necessarily necessary, but I could see why I might, for example, find it useful. For instance, but it's still kind of weird. I wish they would make it. I wish they would almost make it more forum style, not like a mini forum style. Like, here's a thread that's by the creator or whatever, and people can make comments, or like a news update, not like freaking post pictures like it's Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter all in one. That's a little too much, I think.
It could be like a subreddit for people not big enough to get their own subreddits.
Yeah, kinda.
So it's still in beta, and only a few of the big channels are adopting it for now. So Lily Singh, Vsauce Tree, John and Hank Green, ASAP Science, Game Theorists, people like that. So eventually it will come out to everyone, maybe, or maybe you have to have a certain number of subs. I have no idea, but it's still
Yeah,
in the
might do it
beta
that way.
phase. But basically, YouTube will be turning into its own Facebook now.
Darn it,
yeah.
guys.
Great.
Google Plus died. It didn't work.
Because when we think of good discussions, we think of YouTube comments.
Yep.
Exactly. I wasn't gonna say it, but it was the word
I mean,
for
yeah,
word what I was thinking in my head.
that's true too.
Oh man.
I mean, not to knock on, I guess, our fans, for lack of a better adjective, but in general,
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
YouTube community is not synonymous with quality.
Yeah. So yeah. Let's shit on No Man's Sky again.
Woo! And this is our
Hey.
No Man's Sky is terrible section of the show.
So yes. So Shuhei Yoshida, the boss of Sony, came out and said it wasn't a great PR strategy. Really now? Really? Lying to your
Wait,
customers
what?
is not great PR.
Oh, sorry, in general.
I wouldn't have known.
I had no idea.
Like, I love Shuhei Yoshida. He's really funny and he's very self-aware. But really? Aren't Sony the one in... So he said Sean Murray is an indie developer and not a PR guy, and he did not have a PR person next to him. So why didn't you like send a guy, like fucking sleep to Sean Murray and make sure he doesn't say shit? It's like,
Yeah.
I just love the idea of someone coming out and being like, I did my job poorly, sorry.
and oh my god, there are still people in the comments defending No Man's Sky, saying it's a game, it's in development, things change. Yes, but when the thing came out, you didn't
Yeah.
say anything. You were
There's
like,
always
nope.
a cult for everything.
Before the game came out, you were like, oh, this game is gonna be the masterpiece.
There's a level of standard I expect for games when they come out, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, playable and finished?
Literally lying to your customers.
Not cool, man.
It's not.
cool.
And the reason people were pissed off is because he was talking so much before the game was out, and when the game came out and people were like, what the fuck is this shit? He was just like, no, I'm not gonna say anything. Although
Yep.
now you're gonna choose to not say anything. The fuck?
Good job.
And apparently in the Steam description, there's still like the old description. So there are still things that sit there that is still not in the game.
Oh, gosh. Great.
So yeah. So
I hope
that's a
Steam on
good counterpoint.
Yeah.
Wow.
I hope Steam on principle just doesn't get rid of that. Like, I know it's not under their jurisdiction, it's under the
Yeah.
publishers, but I just hope they're like, nope, sorry, you can't change this now. Too late.
So the thing that I'm wondering is, after Yoshida said this, is what was Sony's job?
Yeah.
Aren't they supposed to do the marketing? And isn't marketing like part of it is PR? So
It should be.
giving
I
out
would think so.
information isn't that part of marketing as well?
It's supposed
So
to be.
if you're looking at this guy that you're paying so much to, and then he was like basically just being a Peter Molyneux, wouldn't you just like shut the fuck up? Like
He wasn't a developer. He's just like he was their PR guy.
who? Sean Murray?
Yeah.
No,
he's
he's like the lead.
developer.
Lead there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I
I
think
guess
they
you can
stopped
ask the
caring.
same thing about why Microsoft didn't ask Peter Molyneux to shut up.
I think they just stopped caring because it was an indie game, and so I think I don't know. I think they just stopped
There's
caring.
no such thing as bad press.
I guess so, yeah.
And they made their money. Right now, the money
Exactly.
that
Yeah, right.
now the person who is worried about selling it is the game retailers. It's no longer Sony or No Man's
Totally.
Sky.
Don't pre-order.
Yep.
Yeah. So yes. So that is the end of this week's Fuck No Man's Sky. So the last piece of news is about collector's edition. More specifically, Battlefield 1.
Uh-oh.
So,
Oh, yes.
one of the episodes, one of the older episodes, we were talking about how the $270 collector's edition for Final Fantasy 15 doesn't come with
Yes.
season pass.
Yes.
So, Amazon has an exclusive collector's edition that doesn't come with the game.
Haha. Something else in that too. Some other game did that.
Recore?
No, it's an older game.
Wait,
old-
so
It's like
how-
Evolve or something. Like you got this cardboard box, and you open the cardboard box, and there's a slot for the game, and there's just no game in it. I
The
can't
Ubisoft
remember-
Might and Magic Heroes, Might and Magic 7.
That's what it was. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's Might and Magic 7. Or
It came
whatever
with a card for like a key, but there was a slot.
Is that
The
it?
US version still had like the game disc slot.
Okay.
It didn't come with the actual disc. The Europe version did.
it.
So the US version came with a key. So yeah.
Dumb.
So the collector's edition on Amazon is $130. Doesn't come with the game. You can buy a $190 one, which is $60 more. That comes with the game.
because of course.
And the deluxe
pick
edition, which is $20 more, comes with $20 more content. So yeah. So people are arguing like this is a good thing because you might want to buy the game somewhere else or something, and you just want to buy the collector's edition, I guess.
What?
I mean, maybe I don't know. It's
You
just
know,
such a niche use case.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Really?
It's like, I want to try to save money on getting this game used someday. We're going to get the collector's edition now. Like, what?
Somebody argued about some commenters argued that people might want to buy the digital version of the game, but I'm pretty sure the CDs that come with the games these days come with a key. I don't think there is.
Maybe.
I'm very sure that games these days come with keys, even if
It's been so long since I bought a physical game. I have no idea.
I know,
Yeah.
right? I
shit.
don't-
Even
Also,
Even the
people
old
who buy
Warcraft 3
collector's
came with
editions
a key.
want physical versions.
what?
People who buy collector's editions still want the physical version anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
they
the whole
want the
point.
stuff to put on the friggin' bookshelf.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So now you have all the stuff except for the actual game. So,
Yeah.
This wasn't for any good reason, guys. This was for money.
This
Don't
is
kid
really
yourselves.
I think
I feel like it was
this
probably
is
a
going to be a
contract that
trend.
somebody didn't read well enough.
I think
Yeah,
this is going to be a trend.
Oh,
So instead of
gosh.
$150, instead of $150 collector's edition with everything, now it's gonna be $150 with no game, and then you want a game, you have to pay $50.
Well,
But then we
okay.
have to talk about the cost of making games and no inflation. Then the inflation is still $60 from last time. $60, no game.
Unless you live in Australia, which case I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when games sell 3 million and it's still considered a failure, I think there's something wrong.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Tomb Raider, by the way, 2013.
yeah.
Square Enix said it's a failure. It only sold 3 million because you spent so much money.
Is that
on
because of
marketing.
money?
Yeah.
Or
I
why?
don't think.
Okay.
I don't
I
think it was enough profit. I think they
Yeah.
did make profit. It's just not enough, maybe.
Not
Because
enough, and also is not
development cost is so high.
projected. Because
Projections,
problem,
yes.
Yeah, because the problem with most, this is not just with video games. It also happens with movies too. It's all by like what the producer in some cases, think, how much, the developers say we think this game's going to cost this much, and we project it will make this much, and so the publisher and or producer will input that much money expecting a profit, and doesn't reach those margins. They say it's a failure, and so it's a mess.
Yep, and I believe that the Titanfall 2 Collector's Edition also has a version that doesn't come with a game.
Maybe.
I think so.
Maybe it's a thing. Maybe it's a
it's-
thing. I mean, I am not the person who buys collector's editions, so I guess I'm not technically qualified to speak on what people want.
Battlefield
but
1 is EA, so is Titanfall 2. So it'll be weird
Man.
if it's not the case, I guess.
I am so glad that Mass Effect 3 has not come out in this day and age, because that
Mass
would
Effect
have
4?
been a freaking
Oh, 3.
nightmare. Yeah, number three. Because I
She said didn't, yeah.
yeah, because I bought the collector's edition for Mass Effect 3.
Oh, nice.
Which
It
yeah,
comes
so
with it. Yeah. I've been
yeah, it's
looking to
really
get
cool. Yeah, it's really good. It's really nice, and the price wasn't really that terrible for what you got. But I'm just trying to imagine, like, if it was coming out, this year, what they would try to do instead. And I'm just like, oh my gosh! And with the, the backlash with the ending and everything, like, it just would have been.
You want a better ending? $10.
Yeah. It's just like, oh gosh, nightmare. Oh, no, I don't like this trend. Stop it. This is just making this. You're just gonna make it that no one's gonna want to buy physical copies of anything anymore, really, unless I don't know. It's less enticing.
Oh.
It's too expensive.
Apparently, there is gonna be a Battlefield TV show for some reason.
Interesting. Oh,
Okay.
did you? Oh, wait. What's it called?
What is it called?
Because these guys I follow online are making like a Battlefield, like an internet series.
No, this is
What's it?
Paramount TV acquired the rights from EA, so I don't
Okay.
think it's like actual TV.
Okay, yeah. This is
your amateur internet bullshit. It's like TV.
No, it's really good. It's not like they have a budget. They rented tanks and helicopters.
Is it like an official EA thing?
Because
I don't
if
know.
not, they're gonna get
It's called
shut down
Rush. It's called
Rush.
Rush.
Is it by
I
Freddie
think
Wong?
it starts next week. It's not Freddie Wong, but it's by those guys who were buddies with him, Sam and Nico.
Corridors
Corridor Digital.
What
Yeah.
the fuck is wrong with me?
Coolie Doodle Digital. Sorry. I mean, doubling down on the racism here.
Freddie Wong's not Japanese, right?
No,
Wong
what do you
doesn't
mean?
sound like-
Not.
Sound.
Oh man. That's it.
jeez.
I am dry. What'd you guys have? Come on. I'm
I-
dry. I'm literally dry.
I really like the art style for Hue.
Yeah, it's really cool. So they chose a very minimalistic style because they want to make sure the colors pop. Pretty much.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yep.
Did you guys see? So I know, like a long time ago, I'd mentioned on the podcast that Crows, the studio, they'd announced that they were doing a project with Justin Roiland, we have more information about that now.
Justin Roiland is the guy from that voiced the
He's the voice actor in
of,
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
It's a VR game, right?
Apparently, he's insanely into VR. Like, he's doing multiple different VR things. But the one he's doing with Crows, like he did voiceover work for Hover Junkers.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's a free game that'll ship with the Vive.
Nice.
And it's like an accounting simulator, but it's probably going to be very crows, where something's going to happen.
Yeah, something's weird going to happen. Too bad it's only VR, because I love to play crows
It's
games.
free if you spent whatever, like $600 for
$700
Vive.
freaking dollars and
$700.
a room that is big enough
To play it?
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
6 feet by 6 feet apparently is the minimum. I think.
The minimum?
Yeah.
The minimum? No
It's
one
like
does
optimum.
that.
What?
You need at least 6 feet by 6.
I didn't have to move that much. Most the games I played at PAX didn't even really support. They acknowledged if you move like a sidestep, but
I have no idea how big 6 feet by 6 feet is.
The booths, it's less than your arm span, I guess. Probably, it's about your arm span.
Yeah, my arm span is about 6'5". So, that's pretty small actually.
Yeah,
isn't it? Maybe I'm thinking 6
you
meters
have
by
it.
6 meters.
But I don't.
But
know
then
if it
Americans don't
includes,
use metric system, right?
Furniture
No,
and
we
stuff.
don't, because we're dumb. Sorry, I said it.
I have no idea.
Meter system is much better than. But anyway, that's a different thing. I don't know. It's weird.
I wanted to say something, but again I forgot.
I'm sorry.
What's it about? Justin Roiland? Is it about Crows? Is it about VR? Is it about...
I feel like I need to see Justin Roiland and Stamper do a game together.
Who does he voice in Rick and Morty?
Rick and Morty.
Who does he voice?
Rick
both.
and Morty.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. He does them both. That's why I said I want to see him and Stamper together, because that'd be a great time.
Oh, it was a
I don't
VR
like
thing.
Stanford.
So PlayStation VR apparently is gonna come with a free demo disc, so that's cool. That's a thing that's not a thing anymore until now.
Okay.
It's gonna come with 9
Retro.
games on the demo disc, so that's cool.
Oh, hey. Okay,
Right.
PlayStation. There we go.
That's shipping pretty soon, isn't it?
I think, yeah. Because the PS4
Pretty
Pro,
soon.
I'm not sure if you can play the VR on the normal PlayStation. I'm gonna guess you need a PS4 Pro, and that is why they came out with the PS4 Pro. They needed extra
Yeah.
processing power for the VR.
I would imagine so.
And and apparently, 4K gaming is not actually 4K gaming. It's 1080p upscale to 4K. So the PS4 Pro is like 4K, but with bunny ears 4K. It's not actual 4K.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a thing.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Cool.
And for some reason, people still are not. They still don't understand what 4K is. They actually think 4K means 4 times 1080p, when it's actually just 2 times. The reason why they chose 4K is because 4K is a bigger number than 2160p.
Right.
But if you go to...
They could have just chosen an arbitrarily big number. I actually don't know the reason why it's 4K.
Oh, because 1920 by 1080, 4K is just times 2 of that. So the first number is 4K, but usually when you talk about resolution, you take the last number, like 1080p, 720p. But because 4K is a bigger, nicer sounding number, they use 4K.
Ah, got it.
So a lot of people think that it's like 4 times 1080p, while it's actually just 2 times.
Right, because they got most of 1920.
Because they use the word 4K instead of 3,960 or whatever number.
Marketing.
Yeah, it's
Yay.
very smart. It's very smart.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds nice.
Sounds nice without an X bone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Misleading. It's misleading, but it's not flat out lying like what No Man's Sky did.
Exactly, it's not lying.
It's not lying. There is 4,000 in the number somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere, it's just not where you think it is.
Yes. So, you guys think this is a good place to wrap up?
Think so?
I do.
So what you guys gonna do next week?
Well, I'd like to play The Last Time, and I'd like to play Open Sorcery. But we'll see. Definitely need to finish Mad Nords.
I'm gonna try to finally finish the Undertale Genocide mode that I attempted to do in my live stream because I need to finish it. So I'm gonna try to see if I can do that. And otherwise, gonna try to figure out a new game to maybe stream or a new game to try to get going for my channel. I still am figuring out suggestions, but I got plenty to choose from. I'm thinking of maybe doing Dishonored because I haven't actually played that all the way through.
Oh, the first one?
It now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Just in time for the second one.
Exactly. Oh, and
remember to play Phoenix Wright.
Yes. Yes.
And the Undertale guy, what's his name? Toby what? Toby Fox.
I have no idea.
He released unreleased songs for Undertale on his Tumblr page.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I think I heard about that.
Yeah, so go ahead and check it out because Undertale music is really cool.
Yes, it's amazing. I love it.
So good.
So good.
Yeah.
My heart.
I will be playing more Phoenix Wright. Hopefully I'll finish it next week. More Pocket Card Jockey because why not? And I'll be playing and recording Total, that game that I just got a key for. And I'll also be re-recording my top 10 PS3 games. I actually already recorded it, did not edit or upload it because I felt that it was not very good. So I'm just gonna redo it. So it's gonna go up next week. And that's about it. Where can people find you guys on the internet?
I'm on YouTube as Foehamner. But don't come looking. Go to other people. I'm trying to. I'm like slowly like pulling back from like self promotion to the point where it's like anti promotion.
Oh my goodness. I'm also on YouTube as Sarahscopic. I'm also on Twitter and Facebook.
And I'm Pupunoob, Pupunoob. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And the updates for the playonultra podcast will also be on my Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. So yes, that is episode 66 of the playonultra podcast. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Please do help us by liking, commenting, subscribing. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.